Hello boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, this is Defub21 and today we have a new trailer from Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands. I think this was announced at E3 last year. This is a continuation of the Ghost Recon series of Tom Clancy third-person shooters. This one appears to be an open sandbox game, which is new for the series. I was quite a big fan of the first two games. The third game, apparently, certainly the single-player campaign had been somewhat Call of Duty-ized, from what I could gather from the reviews, so I gave it a pass. But I'm still interested in this, and we'll take a look, and I'll let you know what I think.
We are travelers, going miles through mud and muck. We are survivors, equipping the right gear to survive for months in the harshest conditions. We are strangers, far away from home. We are hunters, blending so deep into the environment we become part of it. We are adventurers, doing what no one else dares. We are watchers, seeing everything, never being seen, leaving no trace. We are scholars, studying our enemies, so we can hit them where it hurts. We are judges, deciding who will live and who will die. We are ghosts, and we do not exist.
Well, that was certainly very fancy. A good chunk of it seemed to be in-engine, but whether how much of it was actually actual gameplay footage or would actually be representative of what it will actually look like in terms of actual gameplay footage, I honestly don't know. It doesn't really, it doesn't really give you much of an idea as to how similar and or not similar to the previous Ghost Recon games it is in terms of gameplay mechanics, in terms of well, really anything, because it's not like if there is actual in-game gameplay footage in there, it's very, very short, quick cuts of it. So it's a bit, as a fan of particularly the first two Ghost Recon games, it doesn't really let me know one way or another how similar or not similar to those two games this game is, apart from the fact that it's obviously open world sandbox and current gen, when the previous games were obviously last gen. But okay, it's doesn't really, I mean, the whole voiceover, it's kind of, I suppose it's well acted, but it's very kind of, it's nothing unexpected or surprising for a video game trailer for this kind of game. It's, we are ghosts and we are this, that, and the other, and we are that, and, effectively trying to, get a kind of a cool response out of the people who are watching it, but not, trying to be overtly cool or being posers or anything like that, but that's basically what they're trying to do. Yeah, that's pretty much it, really. It looks, you know, again, how much of that is like rendered in engine and how much of it is actual in-game, I simply don't know. And I've not seen enough footage of actual gameplay to get an idea as to how similar and or dissimilar this game is from the first 2 Ghost Recon games. It appears to be squad-based, 4 players. I assume it means 4-player co-op. You can do, you know, missions in the single-player campaign. You know, again, 4-player with 3 teammates. How that work out if you play it on your own, single-player, whether you've got 3 AI teammates or you're just doing it on your own, I don't know. Well, again, in the first 2 Ghost Recon games, you'd have had teammates that you gave specific orders to, and that was one of the things I enjoyed about the single-player campaign for the first Ghost Recon, so I could have that to look forward to. But, it's still a lot of open questions for me. It doesn't, the trailer in terms of story and all the rest doesn't really divert too much from the kind of the stereotypes for kind of military first or third person shooters, so it doesn't really overtly grab my attention compared to the others. But yeah, I'll keep an open mind. The one concern I would have is that this kind of game, being from Ubisoft, that it sticks to the kind of Ubisoft formula of open world sandbox games, which means like Assassin's Creed, like the Far Cry series, like Watch Dogs and so on, in that, you know, you have these bases across the map, as it were, that you can capture to reveal more of the map and get resources and save games. So, you know, it's all been done before in Assassin's Creed and certainly the last 3 Far Cry games, and the list really just goes on and on. So if it sticks to that kind of formula, again, I've said in previous videos, I'm kind of sick of it, and I can't really how they think, particularly if it's the typical kitchen sink design mentality, where they just throw a huge amount of stuff at you to do and collect inside the game world, like they did with the Assassin's Creed games. How they could expect to sell 3 or 4 different open world games like that every year is, you know, to my mind, you know, I don't think they can do it. I think they're crazy. I think having a new Assassin's Creed every 12 months, considering how big a scale and investment of time you have to put into those games to complete the single-player campaign, was already, you know, pushing it already. How are they going to do that for 2 or 3 games a year is kind of, to my mind, nuts. But again, there's no Assassin's Creed this year, so we'll wait and see. Anyway, all right, trailer, nothing terrible about it, but I'm not salivating with anticipation, certainly not yet anyway, but again, E3 is only around the corner, so we'll certainly see more then. Okay, this is Defub21. If you like this video, please like it, please let me know what you think in the comments, and if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do so. Toodaloo.